Hello, welcome back to Tech World 2. I'm Hitman82, and I'm doing a bit of another base update for you. My last one was last night, so I've done a bit more since then. So what am I doing, you ask? I think I showed you this stuff before. So one thing that if you try and do something like what I'm working on here, you're going to run into possibly, is this tank here will get full of construction foam. And then once it's full and then you put your backpack in, there's no way to get the darn stuff back in. So how do you get around that? Pipe it out. See, I've been putting it into these resonant portable tanks. Then up here I put it in the fluid transposer. So I stick the tank. I'll put the tank on top of the fluid transposer. And then I put my jetpack here and it fills it up. It's full already, but you can see I've got a bit more in here and it fills it. And that'll free up enough room in the like once you take some of it out of the thing you do for come on words, the canning machine. Once you take some of it out here, at least enough for one bucket's worth, then when you put your backpack in here, you can start filling. Once you put another one of these in, it kind of activates it, and then it immediately drains that tank into your backpack. So that was a bit of a pain I had to come up with to figure it last night. Okay, what else have I got to show you? Oh, the building I've been building while I've been building. Now, those of you who have watched some of my videos before know I have about the creative ability of a hamster here. So this is a big leap forward for me. Now, I've not seen this design. It's all out of my own cranium. The gray is all construction foam, so I can paint that with the paint roller. You can see the lux capacitors. I haven't decided on the lighting yet, so I just threw those on there for the sake of it. I put some jungle wood underneath here and then some jungle leaves, which I cut with my bedrock axe. See, it has efficiency 5 and silk touch. I forgot to mention that when we were talking about rotary craft yesterday. When I used the borer, I think I showed you that in the first episode, the bedrock borer, and I made the bedrock pick and axe. They both come with silk touch. So I added efficiency 5 to both of them, and they never wear out. Okay, so I harvested some jungle leaves and put them here as kind of a little hedge, and this is quarried block slab. So that was some quarried stone. I mined it and then I cooked it in the furnace and then made it into slab. The downstairs, I think I'm going to, I'm not sure, I might put a couple reactors down here or something. I haven't decided yet. This has all got the thickened glass on it. In this texture pack you don't see the striations in the glass like you do in vanilla. Up, up, up we go. Splitting the stairway here. Now I haven't figured out exactly where I want to put a doorway here yet. For the outside I made a little walkway outside. So you can walk around here. Now I'm going to put a railing here so you don't fall off. Because, you know, I don't think Brew needs another way of dying. Poor Brew. Alright, so what the heck am I doing with all the scaffold? This is how I'm making the foam go where I want it. Now I'll show you a bit of how the scaffolding works. If you haven't used it before, it's pretty slick. Now it can only go out 3 blocks from a vertical. This sort of works like terra firma craft with the supports. So this will only go out 3 blocks from a vertical support. See, I'm right clicking here and nothing's happening. But see, that's vertical support, so this will go out 3 blocks. 2 blocks. Sorry, I meant 2 blocks. That's what it goes. Now another neat thing is, see when you left click here, it builds it up. You just click it anywhere. Now if I break that, they all fall down. Alright, so I'll just show you a little bit here what I'm doing before I wait, and I'll show you a bit more later tonight, I believe. So you can see the rules here for going out to from here. If I try to go any further, it doesn't work. Okay, so now we'll spray this with some foam and watch everything, all these pieces fall. Okay, here we go. Seems to be taking some of them off of there. I'm not sure why. It must be just the way the foam works, so I'll try something different here. Just collecting my scaffold. Oh, that damage I'm taking is from hitting the foam. I'm smothering in it. No jetpack on. Yeah, well, that didn't work quite as I wanted, but you can see how you can do a fair amount at one time. Look at that, Hitman learns. Okay, so now I'll just go around and picking up the scaffold with my magnet. The magnet is built into the power armor. It's one of the modules I chose. So useful for building this sort of thing. Okay, so I will pause it here and I'll keep going. The reason I'm not showing it all on screen is because I make design choices and then I change my mind. So rather than show you rebuilding this again and again until I get it the way I like it, I'll just show you a fait accompli. Means a completed thing. Okay, so I shall see you in a while. Alright, I've been doing a bit of work here, between that and real life stuff. So, what I'm working on now is the second story. Now you'll see I've got some glass here. That is to basically keep the foam on a flat plane, that way I'm not wasting a bunch of foam. And I've added dirt as well, and I discovered that you cannot put the scaffold on I was going to say construction foam. You can't put it on the glass, and you can't put it adjacent to foam. It has to be resting on something. So that's why I've got dirt around the outsides, and then the glass I can break through really quickly with my pick. So I've set it up for the plane that I'm standing on. Then the next level right here, I've just set up the outside, and then I'll spray the rest in on top of this next layer instead of putting it all on scaffold. So that's where I am now. Once I got this floor finished, I'll have to figure out something to do for stairs. I could probably do it ahead of time and save myself some foam, but oh well, it's not the way it worked. So I will give you an update later when I'm done that. Alright, so you may be wondering, if you're trying to do something like this, how I can get the, see the edge here. I've got kind of a boardwalk or a walkway around the outside of the upper level here. Set a construction foam with the thickened glass center, and I may put some supports in. I haven't decided yet. So up here you can see where I put the glass, and the second layer, all that's going to be filled in flat. I went 2 layers thick on the ceiling because it allows me to put stuff in for top and bottom floors. You'll see at some point, I'm sure. And so what I had to do was put in a dirt layer, because remember I said you can't place these scaffold on glass. So I put in a dirt layer, and then I put the scaffold on top. Then I'll go around and spray that. And the spray will just stay with the scaffold, and obviously the glass will block it from coming in this way. But the scaffold will stop it from overspraying out here and wasting a lot of foam. So I can actually show you a bit of that, just so you get an idea of what I'm doing here. Use the right tool helps, I guess. See? Like so. Then I switch back to my power armor that has the magnet on it. And it should be 64. Where's the rest? I don't know. Can't be worried about math. They must have fallen off. I'll grab them later. Only scaffold, sticks, and planks. Okay, so and then once I'm done putting this on, I can go in the level below and just go along picking all the dirt off of there, and then I'll have a nice little ledge. So I'll update again here in a little bit. Alright, I've added in some supports here. Not so sure I like them. I might remove them. We'll see. And so what I plan to do is keep going upwards, but as I go up, kind of reduce the size of the room, so it kind of tapers up to a point. Well, I'm not going to do like a 3x3 room on the top, but we'll see what we end up with. Alright, now I'm working on the top of the third level. You can see I built the block on the top. Now I'm just making kind of the channels and the edge here where this is all going to get filled in. So I have to go along, put glass along here where I'm standing. Then I spray it full of foam. So I built this up a bit. Now is the moment of truth. I have to go in and fill all this in without suffocating in the CF foam. Or falling in like a dirt. So if I did fall on that, it's 2 blocks high. I will suffocate and die if I don't get my power chest back on and fly out of it. Which I suppose you guys would get a giggle out of, but I would be kind of upset about it. Now the trick will be doing this without it dropping some of these pieces of scaffolding, because that can be tricky. So let's just fire a test shot here and see what happens. That looks good. Anyway, I'll fill the rest of this in. It's pretty mundane stuff, so I'll give you another update shortly. Got a little ambitious. See, it's used up, it's using the construction foam from below, and I guess that must knock some of them out. So now I gotta go and put some dirt in here and see if I can get this flattened out. Just been yakking with Grey Gamer here. He's on the server as well, showing him the lux capacitors. That's the lighting for the power suit. So I want to put a light on there. I just Whoops, that's not where I wanted it. We'll put one there. Doesn't cost anything to use. Might use a little bit of power, but I've never noticed it using any. So you can light the underside as I've been doing here. I've got the first 3 levels I went with the supports, and then I'm removing the supports for the next level. I messed up my first level is only 5 blocks high and the rest are all 6. So I'll treat that as kind of a different kind of room, and then these 3 levels are all 6 high and I'll put machines in those. And the remainders will be 4 or 5 high. So it's just going to taper off into a kind of a needle here. We'll see how it goes. Here's how it looks at night with my night vision turned off. You do something about those upper lights. I don't like them on the face like that. You have to make a little overhang on the corners to hold the light. Okay, we have the structure completed. Next up we'll be prettying it up with microblocks, and I will be painting it. So I'm not sure what color to paint it yet, nor am I exactly sure what I want to do with microblocks. So here's the view from the very peak, which, you know, I still haven't even put in doors or stairs or anything yet, other than that first level. So here's what it looks like. It's a little bit bigger than my first house down there. And I thought about rounding it off by knocking off these corners and stuff, but I don't know how that'll look. Might still give that a try and see how it looks. Might not look quite so blocky then, but we'll see. Anyway, I'll see what I can do to pretty this up and then give you another update. Well, I'm back doing some more work here. I've chosen the color. I like this blue. Blue is one of my favorite colors, so I'll show this to you in a second. First I'll show you, I'm painting it. See, I've got a paint roller. It's called a painter. See? Now, to load it, you take your painter. So I'm using lapis. The white uses the bone meal. I've got purple for using purple dye. I was just doing that to show if I had some stuff there, so I'm not actually painting anything with purple. Just hold your right mouse button and you can just go along painting. That's all there is to it. So I'll just, as soon as I do this little strip, oh that's good enough, I'll fly out here and show you how it's looking. Now I haven't done any of the microblocking trim yet. Now the province I'm from in Canada is Nova Scotia. That's where I grew up, and the colors there were blue and white. And the little town I grew up in was blue and white, and the yearbook was called blue and white. So guess which colors I went with? You're right, blue and white. I think this outside bit though, I may go with a darker gray, and the same with the floor. The ceiling I'm going to do more white. See the difference? This ceiling here is white, and that ceiling up there is just the dull gray from the construction foam. So that should look nice and bright, I think, when I'm done. So yeah, I'm kind of debating a little over the floor. I usually like a bright floor, but I've already got bright blue walls and a white ceiling, so I think I'll try the darker gray and see how that looks. So I'll get back to you on that in a few minutes. Okay, I'm back again, and I'm doing some painting on the floor. I did this. This is a light gray. That's the color of the default construction foam. Then I made it a dark gray to make a kind of a checkerboard. I don't really care for it, so I'm gonna show you how you can change the colors. First of all, if you have a roller like this, see how it's still got ink on it? Or I should say paint. There's a durability bar, shows how much paint you've got left. But see, you can actually clear the paint on your paint roller by putting it in your crafting table. So I could clear that if I wanted. I won't though. So I've always been somewhat partial to a black and white kind of a checkerboard flavor with tile. Always like that, so that's what I'm going to do in here. Now, as I go through the different levels in the building, I may, you know, once I start getting stuff in there, I may change the color in of the trim and the flooring as I go. Make a red room and a blue room and a green room, you know, that sort of thing. Why? Just because, I guess. Anyway, you can see how easy it is to change the colors. It's just a matter of using the dye on your roller and going through and clicking them all over again. Alright, so I'll finish doing this, and the next thing I'll show you will probably be some micro blocking. I'm going to put some shutters on and try and shape the windows so they don't look like big rectangles. Yeah, I know that's what they are, but we're going to try and make them look better than that. So I'll show you that shortly. Well, after quite a while of messing with these, I think I found two different designs to look at. Using the posts along here, I really reduced the size of the window. And that looks pretty good, but I think this is what I want to go with here. See, I've got a post, and then on the other side a strip. I think that looks pretty cool, so let's have a look from the inside. What are we on, level 2? I could go up the grand staircase, or I could use my elevator. Now, unfortunately, the elevator from Open Blocks uses XP, so I started out with level 37. I've been going up and down this elevator a few times, and as you can see, I'm down to level 35. So as you can see, it looks the same when you're looking out. Kind of tempted to switch to some kind of pane or something instead of this thickened glass. But one thing that bugs me is when I'm in my shop and I go along by the wall. If it's micro-blocked, I'm bumping into it, it just drives me crazy. So I might just leave it like this. Also, when I've got the panes, I'll get stuck on it too, because I just whip around my shop with my jetpack going. See, like that. And I get caught on stuff, like I even get caught on those lights. So I might even have to do something with those. Anyway, so it looks the same from the inside, so I think I'll go with the option I did on this one with the posts and strips. I think that looks pretty good. Looks kind of snazzy from the inside, so I'm going to do the rest of the building. I'm not going to do that tonight. I've been working on this all day. Boy, that's psychedelic looking, isn't it? Oh, my head. Once I get some machines in here, it won't look quite so big. I'm not so sure I'll like this floor either. It's a great thing about this though. If I don't like the way it's painted, I can change it in a hurry. Yeah, that's gonna look pretty good with that black trim around the windows, I think. Looks kind of garish with the big trim, so that'll be much nicer. So, having said that, I shall see you next time. I'll upload this for tomorrow. Hopefully you'll enjoy it, and if you have any comments, let me know. Any suggestions, that sort of thing. Questions, drop me a line, and I will talk to you soon.